Far Cry 5 is one of the most iconic games of the last century, and while it has amazing storyline, beautiful graphics, and great gameplay mechanics, it is not a perfect game, and there are several issues and things that you must know before you buy it. But Far Cry 5 is an open-world first-person shooter set in a fictional world of Montana in the US. The game revolves around a doomsday cult known as the Project at Eden's Gate. You play as a sheriff's deputy, and your ultimate goal is to liberate Hope County by disrupting the cult's operations, wreaking their influence, and taking down the leaders. The world of Far Cry 5 is vast and diverse, featuring green forests, sprawling farmlands, rugged mountains, and even quiet small towns. The setting truly captures the essence of rural America, with a mix of beautiful landscapes and an eerie atmosphere. But what truly makes the game stand out is the very unique setting and the cult storyline. The game offers a gripping narrative that explores very unique themes, not often seen in video games. But what truly makes the game stand out is the freedom to approach every mission in different ways. You could do it through stealth, direct combat, or even use the environment to your advantage. The game even has co-op mode if you don't team up with your friends and tackle the missions together. And it is this combination of compelling story, open world exploration, and very versatile gameplay that makes the game truly stand out. But in terms of the main gameplay, it's all about completing many different activities. This could be the main story, side missions, liberating outposts, and even engaging in random world events. The game will start out with the most basic mechanics like shooting, driving, and basic stealth. And as you progress, the game will introduce more advanced mechanics and even tools. You can recruit guns for hire, which are AI companions, but we'll get further into that later on. You can call in a sniper to provide cover, or even a pilot to perform airstrikes. The game also offers many types of vehicles. This could be cars, trucks, to boats and planes, which you can use to explore the vast open world. Then you also have a ton of variety of weapons, from rifles and shotguns to bows and melee weapons, truly allowing you to customize your loadout based on your own preferred playstyle. The game also includes a crafting system, so you can create consumables like medkits, explosives, and even bait for attracting animals. Now, one of the most important mechanics of the game is the progression system, and in Far Cry 5, it's all about freeing the regions of Hope County from the control of the cult. So in the early game, where you are very limited in terms of weapons and abilities, the initial focus will be on exploring the environment, completing smaller missions, and liberating outposts to build resistance against the cult. As you complete all these tasks, you'll gain resistance points, and these will flip the resistance meter that we'll get further into later. But as you progress throughout the game, you'll unlock more weapons, vehicles, and even skills through the perk system. The mid-game will involve facing more challenging enemies and missions, as the cult will respond to your attacks. And then by the end game, you'll have a massive arsenal of weapons, tons of recruited companions, and access to the most powerful vehicles and equipment. The main storyline is divided into 3 regions, and throughout the story, you must make every region weaker by completing missions, liberating outposts, and destroying cult properties. There are also side missions that provide additional content but also rewards. These usually involve some kind of environmental challenge, where you have to access a hidden cache of loot. There are also world events with random encounters with NPCs, enemy patrols, or even wild animals. And while these side quests are optional, they provide a ton of great loot but also story context. So as you can imagine, exploration is a big part of the game, and will reward you with resources, hidden stashes, and even more lore to enrich the main story. You could find items that unlock new perks, cash to buy more weapons and gear, and even information that will reveal new mission locations. Now, I want to go deeper into some of the mechanics I mentioned earlier, and these truly make the game stand out. The first one is the guns for hire system. This allows you to recruit various AI companions that will assist you during missions and even exploration. Every companion has their own unique abilities and specializations that significantly impact the gameplay. For instance, you could recruit a pilot that can provide air support from his plane, or a skilled sniper that can take out enemies from a distance. Additionally, you can also recruit animal companions, and these can mark enemies and retrieve weapons for you. So the guns for hire system has a great strategic layer to the game, where you can adapt your approach based on the mission at hand. For example, if you choose a stealthy approach, well then the sniper would come in handy. Or if you're at a mission and you want to go guns blazing, well then aerial support might be great. So this really diverse range of companions and their unique abilities offer you multiple ways to tackle every challenge. Another great feature is the resistance meter. So every time you complete missions, liberate outposts, or engage in other activities that would disrupt the cult's influence, the resistance meter will fill up, and as it increases, the cult's response will become more aggressive, leading to more intense encounters and challenges, eventually reaching a tipping point where the meter will trigger a major story event, and then you can engage in boss battles with the region's leader. So the guns for hire and the resistance meter together provide the game with a really distinctive experience that truly set it apart from other in the genre, as they not only add depth and strategy, but also enhance the overall immersion and narrative impact. Now you may have guessed with all these mechanics and complexity that the game would be quite difficult, but it's actually quite player friendly due to how many difficulty settings there are. You can choose easy, normal, and hard, so you can choose how challenging you want the game to be. So for a new player, the game is quite easy on the lower lower difficulty. Additionally, the game also provides tutorials and tooltips that'll introduce the core mechanics. This could be shooting, stealth, and even exploration. For example, the early mission guide you through basic actions like delivering outposts and rescuing hostages. However, it won't hold your hand extensively and will encourage a lot of trial and error later on. Then you have the more experienced player, where you can go in higher difficulty settings, where the enemies are way more aggressive, deal more damage, and have way better accuracy. So no matter if you're a casual or hardcore gamer, there's something for everyone. The casual player could play on lower difficulty and just enjoy the story and exploration, while the more hardcore gamer could seek the tougher challenges on higher settings. Now let's talk about the graphics, the sound, and atmosphere. So as you can tell, the graphics are really impressive. They are quite realistic and bring the game to life. The game's visuals are rich and detailed, with the beautiful landscapes that include green forests, serene lakes, and even rugged mountains, truly creating a vibrant and immersive world. Then you add the sound design on top of it, and it is excellent, with realistic ambient sounds that will enhance the feeling of being in the wild. This could be the rustling of leaves to the distant sound of wildlife, and it is this combination of detailed graphics, authentic sound effects, and very atmospheric music that truly makes the game immersive, as the game world is both beautiful but also unsettling due to the storyline. Now with that being said, the game is not perfect, and there are several pros and cons we need to cover. The first pro is the engaging story and characters. Here I'm talking about the narrative that is centered around a cult takeover in Hope County, and it is very intriguing and unique. So the characters, especially the cult leaders, are really well developed and add emotional weight to the story. The next pro is the varied gameplay. There are so many things to do, whether it's combat, exploration, and story-driven mission and side quests. And the fact you can also approach every mission in multiple ways, whether through stealth, direct combat, or using companions, adds a ton of depth and flexibility to the gameplay. And the final pro is the immersive world. The game world is beautifully crafted and really captures the essence of a rural America. This could be seen in the detailed landscapes, the diverse environments, and the quite realistic graphics that make exploration enjoyable but also really engaging. And now for the cons. The first con is the repetitive side missions. So after a while of playing it, you will find that the side missions are quite repetitive. This could be the same task like liberating outposts or fetching items that can start to feel quite similar, as there isn't much variation in them. The next con is the pacing issue. So the pacing of the main story can sometimes feel quite uneven. You can have very long stretches between major plot developments, which can be quite frustrating at times. The next con is the AI inconsistency. So both the allies but also the enemies can be very inconsistent at times. So there'll be moments where the companions are not helpful at all, or the enemies may act unpredictable, which could definitely be very annoying at times. But with all that said, let's grade the game. And Far Cry 5 gets a solid 8 out of 10, and it gets this for several reasons. First, the immersive open world design, the engaging narrative, and quite varied gameplay. The gameplay mechanics are well executed and provides a good blend of action, stealth, and exploration. Then you add the guns for hire system on top of it, where you can customize your own approach to missions and battles. However, the game is not perfect, and there are several drawbacks. The side missions and activities can sometimes feel quite repetitive. Then you have the pacing issue of the main story, which can be very uneven at times. But despite these potential downsides, the game will offer you a truly rich and great experience. And if you're looking for a well-crafted game with a great story-driven adventure, immersive world, very unique setting, and well-developed characters, then Far Cry 5 is a must-buy for you, and it's definitely worth your time and money. For more amazing games, click here.